I want to start the program off today talking a little bit about the digestive system. A couple of days ago, an article appeared on the Fox News website headlined, "Eating Nuts Linked to Lower Risk of Colon Cancer." Eating nuts has been linked to a number of health benefits, according to this article, including the risks of obesity and diabetes and heart disease, and now new findings from South Korea suggest that eating nuts may reduce your risk of colon cancer. Listen, there's no good cancer, obviously, but certainly one of the worst is got to be the cancer of the colon. And rates of colon cancer are rising. It's now the second leading cause of cancer mortality. It accounts for 10% of the deaths attributed to cancer, and it costs an estimated $14 to $20 billion a year. One of the most important aspects of colon cancer involves protein, dietary protein, the protein we eat, or more specifically, undigested or incompletely digested protein that sits in the intestine. Everything likes protein. Everything needs protein. Everything alive needs protein. And this is where we can run into problems if our protein processing machinery is not working as it should. As protein passes through our intestine, if it's not digested properly, it can actually feed bacteria, the wrong kinds of bacteria. This can create toxins, which can in turn result in a whole slew of health challenges, including autoimmune diseases, irritable bowel syndrome, ulcerative colitis, and ultimately even colon cancer. And it's no accident that most colon cancer occurs in the distal large intestine, the back part of the large intestine. This is where most protein fermentation occurs. And it may interest you to know that biochemists refer to protein fermentation by the term putrefaction, as in putrefying, as in rotting, and this is really what happens when our proteins are incompletely digested. The protein particles literally rot and feed bacteria in the large intestine. Not a good thing. And this is one of the reasons why meat eating has been associated with colon cancer. Now, it's not the meat per se that's the problem, however. It's the undigested meat. It's the problem with the digestive system. Everything feeds on protein. Everything needs protein for life. And all foods contain protein. Eggs contain protein. Dairy contains protein. Beans contain protein. Legumes and nuts and seeds contain protein. Even veggies and fruit, to a certain degree, contain some protein. But when most of us think of protein, we think of meat. We're conditioned via marketing, via PR, for economic reasons, to consider meat as the best source of protein. But this is not correct, and this is misleading. And while it's true, certainly meat is protein because of processing and cooking and antibiotics and hormones and factory farming. Meat is not necessarily a great food. The way we eat, the meat itself is not a problem. It's the way we eat the meat that's far from healthy. In my humble opinion, with the notable exception of freshly killed wild game, you want to be careful of how you're eating meat. And that includes chicken, by the way, and of course pork. You want to go organic, you want to go hormone-free, you want to go antibiotic-free, and you always want to go grass-fed. Grass-fed beef is way superior in nutritional value than grain-fed beef. At the same time, human beings need meat, or at least we need protein. We need high concentrations of protein. We're not vegans. Human beings are not vegans. We're not designed to be vegans. We're not designed to be vegetarians. There may be ethical reasons why you want to be a vegan or vegetarian, but human beings are at least partial meat eaters. In fact, we're everything eaters. We're said to be opportunistic eaters. We have at least a moderate ability to process all foods. We're omnivorous, meaning we eat everything. We are opportunistic eaters, like skunks and orangutans and rats. We're in good company there. And pigs, by the way. These are all opportunistic eaters, and we're included. We're designed to eat anything that is or was alive. And so our bodies are well equipped to handle meat. It's not the meat that's the problem. It's 21st century restaurant, McDonald's, supermarket, even butcher shop meat that's the problem. You want it to be antibiotic-free, organic, and grass-fed, and hopefully freshly and humanely slaughtered. For sheer protein value, whey protein is the king of proteins, along with egg. Whey protein and egg, the two most valuable proteins. Seafood can get you quality protein, but you got to be careful because of pollutants and toxins in the water. This reduces the food value. However, that being said, seafood can still get you some wonderful protein. The body's chemistry runs on protein. It runs on a specific kind of protein called enzymes, which are the major class of proteins in the body. And enzymes are important for helping us digest protein. Longevity's got an awesome product. One of my all-time favorite longevity products is the Ultimate Enzymes for a lot of reasons. I did a talk at the convention, some of you may have heard, about the multifunctionality of many of the longevity products. Pharmacists are always interested in multifunctionality. We're product scientists, pharmacists. We study products, usually medicinal products and pharmaceutical products, but I like to study nutritional products. And when I'm looking at the value of a nutritional product, I'm looking at multifunctionality. And let me tell you something, friends. Nothing in the longevity line is more multifunctional than the ultimate enzymes. Not only are they important for helping you digest your meat and digest your protein and digest your food and your fats and your sugars, they're also important for pain relief. They're also anti-inflammatory, and they're also helpful pre and post-surgery. They can help accelerate the healing process. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program. Our number 831-685-1080 or 888-379-2552, toll free. We'll take a break and come back with more good health information on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program right after this. Don't go away. Man, Doug, you know a heck of a lot about nutrition after all these years.
Well, I've absorbed a little from you and Doc over the years. I couldn't work with you guys on an everyday basis and not learn something about nutrition and about, supplementation. But right. I've got a Fox News story here, headlined, How the Plants Around Your Home May Affect Your Lifespan. They say having a lot of green around your home might help you live longer, according to a new study. And this was all part of the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health at the Brigham and Women's Hospital. This is part of that nurses' health study that's been going on for a number of years. And they looked at more than 100,000 U.S. women, and they said that the women in the study with the most greenness near their homes, whether it was plants, trees, or other vegetation, had a 12% lower death rate during the study period compared to women who had the least amount of vegetation. And according to the lead researcher here, Alinda Birnbaum, director of the National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences, which funded this study, says it is important to know that trees and plants provide health benefits in our communities as well as beauty. The finding of reduced mortality suggests that vegetation may be important to health in a broad range of ways. For this study, they looked at over 110,000 women who were registered nurses living across the United States and were participating in the large ongoing research called the Nurses' Health Study. And the participants had given their home addresses, and researchers used satellite imagery to determine the amount of vegetation within 250 meters or 820 feet of their homes, and tracked the women from 2000 to 2008, during which there were 8,600 deaths. And those living in an area with a lot of vegetation was linked to a lower rate of death rate from any cause, excluding accidental injuries. In fact, those with the most vegetation had a 41% lower death rate from kidney disease, 34% lower death rate from respiratory disease, and a 13% lower death rate from cancer compared to women living in the areas with the least vegetation. Say the number of reasons why vegetation around the home could lead to a longer lifespan could be including providing space for physical activity or social gatherings, or decreasing stress and depression through contact with nature. Studies showed that women with lots of vegetation near their homes had lower levels of depression, spent more hours participating in social groups than people with the least amount of vegetation. They took into account for changes in the vegetation around the home, as well as other factors that can affect mortality, such as a person's age, ethnicity, and income level. I was glad to see that because I actually live in the mountains, in the woods, under the redwood mountain trees, and the only thing that's negative about that is every once in a while, big branches break off those trees, and they call them widowmakers.
Oh yeah, well,
I've actually seen them. I've actually seen them go through the roofs of homes before.
You're not out there in the redwoods, are you?
Yes, I am.
Oh yeah, those are some massive trees.
In fact, I've got 4 redwoods growing through the deck in front of the cabin.
That's awesome, Douglas. That's awesome. You're in God's country.
Yes,
you wake up to that every morning?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, you ever hear this thing called negative ions?
Yes.
So that's what happens. Negative ions are soothing, they're health promoting. It's why we like the rain so much, or at least after it rains, there's more negative ions. You know how you get that wonderful after rain smell?
Don't you get that if you live near water as well?
Same thing. Springs, especially moving water, generates negative ions. And the ocean, too, generates negative ions.
Well, that's good. I live right on a river.
Right? And if you walk barefoot, if you walk on the grass barefoot, you can actually absorb some of that energy from the earth. That's called earthing. There's a kind of a new age technology for staying, not technology, but new age strategy for staying healthy is walking barefoot in the grass. And everybody likes to walk barefoot anyway. A lot of that has to do with the negative ions. There's something special about nature. And if you're living in a city, that's a great health strategy, is to get out there in nature and walk around and breathe in God's green earth. We live in the Garden of Eden in a lot of ways, folks. We don't know it sometimes. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program. All right, we are back on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. I'm Pharmacist Ben, along with Doug Winfrey, sitting in for Dr. Wallach today. Thank you for joining us. We'll take your phone calls at the bottom of the hour, as we always do on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. If you have questions about the longevity products, longevity business, formulations, skincare questions, if you want to wean yourself off or a loved one off their meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program like the one designed by Dr. Wallach, we can help you. If you got questions about any of the new products, the Keto FX bar, the Keto Shake, or the Ultimate Niacin. I just heard about that, Doug. Did you hear about the Ultimate Niacin product?
The Niacin Plus?
Niacin Plus, right. It's a timed release. Awesome idea.
Maybe I took too much because I think I took 3 capsules.
That's way too much.
And I got the flush.
No, that's
Doc said this was flush-free.
No, that's way too much. So you megadose.
I'll have to back off.
One. All you need is one. I think it's 500 milligrams, Doc was telling me. That's an awesome product.
I've been working with 1,500 milligrams.
No, that's a lot of niacin, brother.
No wonder I got flushed.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of niacin. I think Doc told me 500 milligrams. I got to look into it. But I've been using niacin as in timed release niacin in the pharmacy setting since I graduated pharmacy school back in the 1980s. It's a tried and true remedy. Niacin is one of those multifunctional nutrients that pharmacists are so fond of. Niacin is important for blood sugar control. Niacin is important for brain health. Folks who have Asperger's syndrome and anxiety disorder have benefited by using niacin. Niacin is important for the kidneys. Doc recommends it for folks who have kidney issues. And niacin is also incredibly helpful for the cardiovascular system, for the heart. Niacin is like a natural statin drug, but you need a good dose of it. And as you found out, Doug, if you take a big healthy dose of niacin, you're going to get the flush. Thus the importance of timed release niacin, which is, as the name implies, is released into your blood slowly. Now, you don't want to take 3 necessarily, but if you take 1 or maybe even 1 twice a day, it can have a significant benefit for cardiovascular health, for longevity, and for helping you lower your diabetic markers, your blood sugar markers, as well as your elevated cholesterol. And in my humble opinion, it's crazy medicine to use a statin drug before you at least try the niacin plus from longevity. And of course,
that is 500 milligrams, which according to the label is 2,500% of what the daily recommended.
It's a big old healthy dose. It's a wonderful dose of niacin. Trouble. Yeah, no, you don't want 3 of those. But 1, you should have no problems because it's timed release. And of course, as anybody who's experimented with high doses of niacin know, you can get that niacin flush, and it is not pleasant, although it's not dangerous. It's just a very unpleasant feeling. It goes away after a little bit. But the time release niacin, if you take one of those niacin plus tablets, you'll have a nice sustained release benefit from your niacin. We're talking about your body on nature, if you will. I have a really cool book here called Your Brain on Nature, The Science of Nature's Influence on Health and Happiness. This is chock full of interesting information, this book. It's by Eva Selhub, MD, and Alan Logan, ND. They quote a really interesting study here, Doug. Research published in 2005 in the International Journal of Biometeorology. How do you like that? Biometeorology. That's the science of how biology responds to the weather. I love that. Did you know that was a science, Doug?
First time I ever heard of it.
Biometeorology. I hadn't heard of it either. So anyway, this paper published in 2005 showed patients prone to panic attacks were much less likely to experience panic after a rainfall. How do you like that? That's those negative ions we were talking about. And I love this idea of these simple little things we can do to stay healthy. You know, we're led to believe that we got to interface with the medical model if we're not feeling well. We got to interface with the medical model if we've got high blood pressure, we have an immune problem or a digestive problem. And what Doc's been talking about, what I've been talking about, and what this program's about, is the idea that there are little things that we could do to stay healthy without having the doctor, without having to interface with the doctor or the medical model. Something as simple as walking barefoot in the grass. Certainly something as simple as getting on a good nutritional supplement program, like the one designed by Dr. Wallach. It's simple, it's easy, and there isn't a single health challenge that can't improve once you start working this way. If you got questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs or a health challenge you may be dealing with, time to hit the phones. Who's first on the line, Doug?
Let's head to Ontario. And Frank, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, Frank. Frankie.
Thank you, Pharmacist Ben. How are you?
I'm doing good. Are you in Ontario, California, or Ontario, Canada?
Canada.
Oh, nice. I was just in Toronto. Did I get to see you?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, go ahead. How can we help you, Frank?
I'm calling about my wife. We contacted Dr. Wallach previously, and he recommended some products for my wife to rebalance her hormones and regain her period. And we got the products. We got it just not too long ago, a few days ago, and she started to taking it. But she's finding a few, stiffness on her legs. It's we believe it's too strong, too much. Perhaps.
No, hang on, Frank. Hang on, Frank. It's unlikely that it's too strong. I'll tell you that right away. But tell me a little bit about the stiffness. What are you talking? Be specific, or give me some more details.
Stiffness in the legs, in the joints, in the arms.
Like an arthritis stiffness?
No. It's pulling like muscles.
Like a muscle pulling.
Yes.
Well, that's unlikely to be a nutritional issue, right? Or from taking too much nutrition. It's possible it's a nutritional deficiency, but that's unlikely to be a sign of too much nutrition. Tell me what you're on, what products you're using.
Oh, okay. The products he suggested, we're taking the Healthy Brain and Body Pack.
Okay.
He suggested take 3 selenium.
No, just tell me the names of the products so I can get a sense of what you're doing.
The Healthy
selenium.
Brain Body. And
yeah,
then
and the selenium.
Women FX.
Okay.
And Sarah FM.
Okay, yeah, none of those will cause any problems with the legs. But if she does have an issue with the legs, there's a couple things that you could do. If you want to use supplements to help, a couple of interesting supplements for muscles and joints are the CM cream and the CM capsules. The CM cream, I believe, is part of the brain. No, it's not. You might want to try the CM cream and the CM capsules. And then also the glucogel caps, you might want to try that as well. Now, I would start working with flexibility. The way you're describing the pulling issue, it's not pain, is it? It's just tightness, right?
Well, it's painful as well. It's not just, but it's just coincidence after she took it. Like Dr.
Yeah, that's coincidence.
That fairly high dose. He said,
no. That's not going to. There's nothing in there that would do that, Frank. That I would call that a coincidence. In other words, two things happen at the same time, serendipitously, but it's not like that they're causal. Correlation is not causation. That's a fundamental idea in medicine and in science. Correlation is not causation. Just because two things happen together, they're correlated, doesn't mean that they're causal. You follow what I'm saying? And there's no mechanism for any of those products to cause that kind of issue. So I would doubt that. A couple of things that you want to do if you want to try to treat it nutritionally, the first thing I would think of is the CM products, as I say, also the glucogel caps, and then maybe even the Fucoid Z, which has a blood thinning benefit. And that can help you if you're dealing with tightness. But flexibility issues, which it sounds like you're dealing with, in my humble opinion, are best dealt with by dealing with flexibility. And I'll tell you what I mean when we come back from our break. So don't go away, Frank. I'm Pharmacist Ben along with Doug Winfrey. You are listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. We'll take a quick break and come back with more health information right on this program. We're talking to Frank in Ontario, Canada. Greetings, Frank. Are you still there, buddy?
Yes, I'm still here. I'm going to pass you my wife so she can explain better.
Go ahead, ma'am. What's going on? Talk to me.
Hi.
Hi.
The only thing I was saying was basically this. I started to take the products. I was following exactly what Dr. Wallach told me. He gave me the quantity basically that I'm taking is much more than what is recommended on the boxes or on the packets.
Yeah, but you got the information direct from the horse's mouth, so to speak.
Right, I did. Yes, we called him. He spoke to my husband actually, and
he's the man.
I after I started taking them, I only took I took 3 selenium at breakfast and dinner, and I took the osteo at 1 ounce at breakfast and dinner. I took the 2 tangerine at breakfast and dinner. I took the 3 FAs and the EFA.
Tell me what you're experiencing, ma'am. Tell me what you're experiencing.
Pulling, basically.
Oh, yeah, but see, here's the thing. There's nothing in there that would do that. So I can tell you, the best bet for you, if you don't want to take my word for it, is stop doing the supplements and see if the quote pulling goes away. As a pharmacist, and somebody's been working with these products for a long time, I can tell you there's nothing in there that would cause a pulling. Pulling is mechanical. So unless maybe I'm not understanding what you mean by pulling, what I'd be doing, first of all, if you really want to cut to the chase here, just stop taking it and see if the quote pulling goes away. Other than that, there's supplements you could use, and I would probably be using, as I was telling your husband, the glucogel caps as well as the Fucoid Z. Those have anti-inflammatory properties. And then also, most importantly, when you have a pulling like that, you want to start working with your flexibility. And there's lots of ways to do that. There's stretching, there's yoga, there's massage and body work. That's where I'd be working. I wouldn't make a causal connection between nutritional supplements and, as you say, as you describe, pulling. It's just not, there's nothing in there that would do it. Although, as I said, if you want to make absolutely sure, lay off the product for 2 or 3 days and see if that pulling goes away. And thanks so much for your call. Appreciate it very much. And I hope I helped you out. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for reaching out. Appreciate it. Frank and wife from Ontario. Okay, who's next on the line, Douglas?
All right, let's head to California. And Deborah, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, Deborah.
Thank you. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm going to talk fast because I know you guys need a quick answer or whatever. And so my question is for autoimmune disease.
Got it.
And I read on the internet where you can take grape seed extract.
Okay.
It's kind of for my cat, and I guess me too. And I'm wondering how to administer the grape seed extract.
No, you don't take grape seed. Whoever told you that is not being fair.
Grape seed extract.
It's not silly. I don't mean if you're silly, but anybody who tells you that is silly. It's not fair, man. When people say stuff like that, it just ticks me off. Grapeseed extract has nothing to do with autoimmunity, period. Anybody who says that, who tells you that, is either ignorant or they're trying to sell you grapeseed extract. And I don't mean to be mean. I'm sorry about that, but that's just not fair. Autoimmune disease is an immune problem. That means it's a problem of defenses. Your body's defending itself from something. The defense system, or the immune system, if you like, is headquartered in the digestive tract. That's where it mostly is located. So by definition, if you have a problem, a health challenge with the word immunity in it, the first thing you want to do is look to foods and digestive issues, and also supplements that help you with the digestive system. So doing a food diary, writing down everything you eat and eliminating foods is very helpful. You'll start to eliminate gluten. Gluten is a big problem, as you know, if you've listened to this program. Eggs can be an issue. Grains in general can be an issue. Milk and dairy are a big problem for some folks. You have to see what your particular nutritional challenge is, and then you're going to eliminate those foods. That's called doing a food diary. You write down everything you eat, and then write down how you respond in terms of digestive symptomology and in terms of inflammation and pain to specific foods, and start eliminating foods. Now, before you do your food diary, it's helpful to do a fast, a 2 or 3 day fast, or a Suero V cleanse. So call Longevity or call your Longevity rep and have them order a Suero V or the Suero V. And you want to do half a bottle of Suero V every hour. The Suero V cleanse was designed by Jordan Rubin, who's an absolute genius when it comes to understanding the digestive system. And the Suero V is a great source of probiotics, good bacteria, as well as electrolytes, specifically potassium and sodium. And it'll make it easy for you to go into your fast. Then when you're done with your fast, 2 or 3 days, you're done with your Suero V cleanse, you do your food diary and start eliminating foods. The next thing you want to do is you want to make sure you're using supplements that help the digestive system. Now, the Healthy Start Pack, that's baseline. That's everybody needs that. So make sure you're on the Healthy Start Pack. But in addition to that, get on the Nightly Essence, 3 capsules 3 times a day. Use the Fucoid Z, 3 capsules 3 times a day. And get on the Ultimate Enzymes after your meals or with your meals, maybe 3 or 4 capsules with your meals, and use your Ultimate Enzymes in between meals as well to help with some of that inflammation. Now, if you want to throw in a couple other things, the Ultimate Selenium is awesome for the immune system. And then I would also, if you want to throw one more thing anyway, I would also be using the CM capsules or the CM cream, which have wonderful anti-inflammatory benefits. And by the way, when you're doing your Ultimate EFAs in the Healthy Start Pack, you want 3 capsules 3 times a day. Your essential fatty acids are the quintessential molecules of inflammation. They control the inflammatory process, which is how the immune system shows up. Inflammation is the calling card of an activated immune system. So when you have an autoimmune problem, like you have by definition a digestive problem, also by definition you have an inflammatory issue, and that means your Ultimate Essential Fatty Acids. Thanks so much for your call. Appreciate it. Hope we helped you out. And let's see if we can get one more call in before.
All right, let's stay right there in California and head to David. You're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, David.
Hey, how are you, Ben?
What's going on, man?
I got a testimony for you, and then I got 2 questions, if I can, real quick.
Let's hear your testimony.
My sister was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease a few years ago.
Okay.
And, listening to you and Dr. Wallach and everyone, I got her on the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack with Synaptive and Synaptive, and there's Immortalium.
Okay.
And after just like a month, her tremors have gone away.
Now, isn't that the most amazing thing? Don't you want to stand on top of the roof and scream it to everybody?
Yeah, it's amazing. I couldn't
It's
believe
amazing,
the
right?
nutrition and
I'm telling you. And if you go to the doctor, they're going to tell you there's nothing they could do. They'll give you a drug that will dumb her down, that'll shut down her systems, poison her, sedate her, so she doesn't have the tremors. And they'll say there's nothing they could do about Parkinson's disease, and everybody else is a quack if they tell you about nutrition. Well, let me tell you something. I've seen tremors and Bell's palsy and Parkinson's disease, and for that matter, Alzheimer's disease, reverse with my own 2 eyes, using nothing more than nutritional supplementation. And what Dr. Wallach has been talking about for decades now is right on. Anybody out there dealing with any of these kinds of health issues, listen up to David, who just called in. You, too, can notice these kinds of benefits. And you don't need a doctor, you don't need medicine, and you don't need a pharmacist, and you don't need drugs to do it. It's simply a question of getting the good nutrients in and also getting the bad stuff out. Thanks so much for sharing that, David. I really appreciate it.
Yep,
What were your
exactly
questions?
Okay, my question was on gluten. I love bread. I mean, I just bread. I love it.
You're in good company.
But I just thought I'd give it a try and see what was going on. I stopped eating bread, for a couple of weeks, and then, I went out and got a Jack in the Box or something, and I could totally feel it in my stomach.
Isn't that interesting? And you couldn't, before you laid off it, you wouldn't have noticed it that clearly.
I wouldn't have even noticed it. I thought that's just how I feel when I'm full. So I'm doing my best. I still eat it a little bit. I have a cheat day here and there, but doing my best not to eat it. My belly fat's gone away.
Awesome.
A ton. But my question is, if I'm not eating bread or gluten, ingesting it, how can, if I'm exposed to it externally, can that still
to a certain extent. To a certain extent, depending on your sensitivity. That's a good question, David. Depending on your sensitivity, gluten intolerance occurs on a continuum. Some people more, some people less. So depending on your particular sensitivities, even breathing it or even touching it can be a problem. Or even it's contamination. Sometimes in the kitchen, if somebody was cooking with a gluten-containing grain and they didn't clean up the kitchen well enough and some dust got on your foods, that can trigger it. That's a very good question. And yes, indeed, depending on your sensitivity, breathing it or even touching it can be a problem. Thanks for your call, David, and appreciate the testimonial as well. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program.
Let's head to Robin. You're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, Robin.
Hi, Ben. Thank you so much for all you're doing for so many people with the education, and you've helped so many people for me.
Thank you. Wait a minute. Is this my friend Robin? Robin from
Yes,
Young Jet?
This is your friend Robin.
Hey, Robin. How's it going? Nice to see you last week, by the way.
Oh, yes, it was awesome to see you too, and to have you meet some of my guests. It was wonderful.
It was an honor. Is that doctor guy going to join?
Oh, yes, he's already a member.
Good deal. And call me whenever you have questions or anything if I can help with him. I love talking to physicians, so
the gal who had the pancreatitis is able to eat again. She's just doing
praise
fabulous.
God.
She's just so happy.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Let me tell the listeners real quick the story, or you want to tell it, Robin, real quick?
No, you go ahead.
So gal called Robin. Robin's a friend of mine for many years now, for a few years anyway. And so Robin called me up with a gal. She had pancreatitis. And I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this condition or experienced it, but it's absolutely miserable. Everything you eat makes you vomit, or you vomit even when you're not eating. The pancreas is inflamed, and you can't handle sugar, and you just feel miserable. So, Robin, we did a three-way, which I love doing. Did a three-way call, and I forgot the gal's name, but I told her, if you follow this protocol, which is exactly what we talk about on this program all the time, the Swerovy Cleanse and Food Diary and the Ultimate Nightly Essence and the Fucoid Z and the Healthy Start Pack, I guaranteed her she'd be feeling better. And don't you know, within a couple of days, she was feeling better. Within a week or 2 weeks, she was a new woman. And now, I guess, Robin, she's probably even doing better, right?
Yeah, she's able to eat.
That's
and
awesome.
So who I have on the phone with me today is my high school teacher.
Oh, nice.
He's 81 years old.
Okay.
He is a diabetic, and he has had one knee that was so degenerated. It took 10 surgeries because there were so many infections in it. They could never put in an artificial knee, and so they put a rod in his right leg. So it's manageable, but he can't bend his leg. Okay. Now the other leg, there's some feedback on the line. So anyways, the other leg is so degenerated, they're afraid to put in a knee for him because they're afraid of...
All right. Listen, we only got a couple of minutes, Rob, so let me give you some ideas real quick, okay? And if you want more information, shoot me an email or a text or whatever, and I'll talk to you personally. So here's the deal. We got to get that inflammation down. Get them on the glucogel caps right away. Have him do 3 capsules 3 times a day. He could do more, but at least 3 capsules 3 times a day. Likewise with the Fucoid Z, 3 capsules 3 times a day. Both of those will help the inflammation, and they'll also help, the glucogel will help regenerate some of the tissue. Make sure he's staying away from any foods that cause a digestive problem, because if they're causing a digestive problem, they're also going to cause inflammation, and that will cause further degeneration and make it much harder to heal. You can also support the digestive system with the nightly essence. That's probably a good idea. Get him on the ultimate enzymes. And as you recall, when I did my talk in Anaheim at the convention, I talked about how the ultimate enzymes are good for inflammation and pain, and they'll also help him digest his food, particularly his protein and his fats. So make sure he's using the ultimate enzymes between meals and also with meals. The Healthy Start Pack is a must-have. That would be the Beyond Tangy Tangerine and the OsteoFX and the Ultimate EFAs. Have him doing 9 of the Ultimate EFAs a day. I would also be throwing in the CM cream and the CM capsules, both the CM cream and the CM capsules. The CM cream applied topically can give him some pain relief, and the CM capsules will also give him pain relief, but they'll also have some nice anti-inflammatory benefits. If he's a sugar eater, sugar will make his inflammation worse, and that of course includes bread and pasta and potatoes and rice and desserts, etc. If he does go off the wagon and indulges a little bit, have him drink lots of water to dilute his blood sugar. Elevated blood sugar and inflammation go hand in hand, so it's a must that you keep that down. And if you want to do one last thing, the Ultimate Selenium is like a battery for something called glutathione, which is the body's major disease fighter, most important cancer fighter, and a very, very powerful internal anti-inflammatory. The selenium activates that. Make sure he's doing about 600 to 800 micrograms of selenium. And hope that helps. Anything else you want to ask? Because we got about a minute is all.
I took notes on everything you said. Fantastic.
Good deal. I'm glad to help, and tell your friend, I forgot her name, but tell your friend I said hello, and I'm glad everything's working out for her. Thanks for your call, Robin. Appreciate it. Have a great day. And that's all the time we have for today on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. I'm Pharmacist Ben. If you're on the fence about nutritional supplements, folks, just listen to this program. Once again, just review this program. Get on the website and listen to what we just talked about, all the testimonials. And I've seen the testimonials with my own eyes. I've seen the results with my own eyes. That's the power of nutritional supplementation. Contact your local longevity distributor. Tell them you want to join the longevity team and purchase any of the longevity products you hear advertised on the program. Have yourselves an awesome, beautiful, wonderful, spectacular day. We'll talk to you all later. Bye for now.
Hi everyone, Andy Anderson here. Are you using those handy little bottles of gel that zap germs, bacteria, and other nasties? In today's world, that's smart, especially with all the filthy doorknobs, shopping carts, and handrails we touch every day. Here's what you may not know. Once the alcohol evaporates, goodbye effectiveness. No more protection until you use it again. PureWorks to the rescue. Our FDA-compliant foam, lotion, soap, and spray do not rely on alcohol. Their killing power lasts up to 4 hours. PureWorks disinfecting spray is EPA certified to kill swine flu, bird flu, MRSA, HIV, hepatitis B and C, and a whole host of viruses and bacteria. Mold and fungus too. It's even safe around children and pets. You'll love the soft feel of PureWorks on your hand. It actually conditions and will not dry your skin. Here's a little peace of mind knowing your hands are still germ-free hours later. Get your hands on PureWorks and get PureWorks on your hands. Stand by. Pull out your paper and pencil for your local number to order PureWorks.
Imagine a rich, decadent chocolate that's actually good for you. Longevity's Triple Treat chocolate is just that, an antioxidant-rich dark chocolate complete with probiotics to aid in proper digestion. This all-natural product contains no preservatives, and for those with dietary restrictions, it's gluten-free, dairy-free, glycemic-friendly, and kosher certified. Not only does Triple Treat dark chocolate taste fantastic, it contains super antioxidant blueberries to absorb free radicals with an ORAC value of 16,936 per piece. Triple Treat chocolate also contains a proprietary blend of probiotics with over 500 million live healthy bacteria per 8 grams at the time of manufacture, with 80% reaching the intestines, which is much more than most live culture yogurts. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
If you've been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, prediabetes, or the metabolic syndrome, and you're tired of seeing your blood glucose levels rise and fall like a ship on the ocean, but you don't want to take those drugs the rest of your life, Longevity has an alternative. A product called Sweeties has been developed just for you. Used as part of your regular diet, Sweeties helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels. A formulation specially designed to nutritionally assist your body with the regulation of your blood sugar level. Sweeties supports healthy glucose metabolism because it's fortified with aspartic acid, chromium, and vanadium, all to help you promote healthy blood sugar levels. If you want to get off those drugs and control your blood sugar metabolism naturally, try Youngevity's Sweeties product. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463. You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, your host of Dead Doctors Don't Lie. If you're interested in a colon cleanse, blood cleanse, liver cleanse, in the classical herbal way, you want to ask your Youngevity associate for Herbal Rainforest. Herbal Rainforest has 16 herbs, 16 cleansing herbs, classic cleansing herbs, and 77 plant minerals. That's right, and these are all organic. It doesn't get any better than that. In your busy day, and you're around all these toxins out there, in your workplace, on the way home, going to work, in your food, in the air, in the water, you need Herbal Rainforest. I guarantee you, it will give you a cleanse. You can control the dose. It's a liquid. It tastes good. It doesn't get any better than this. A colon that's happy makes you happy. Nothing better than a happy colon. Herbal Rainforest. Clean it out.
For more information on this product or others you've heard about on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program, call your local Youngevity associate today. And don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Greetings, everyone. Judy DeVilbus here. What do you think of when you hear the words tangy tangerine? Well, I think of like a sweet, tangy tasting something. Well, what I'm referring to is the ultimate tangy tangerine. It's a fantastic product. It has everything you need, and a great benefit is it's very, very delicious. It's very easy to drink. I've suggested it even to youngsters. Even children like it. Even little guys. Even little girls. They come right into my office. Their parents can't get them to take those chewables, and besides that, they're not as good as tangy tangerine. And I give them a little taste of that, and you know something? They're pleased as punch. So, if it's good for a child and it tastes delicious, why not you? There's no excuse not to take a vitamin when it tastes as good as that does. So how about it? Tangy tangerine should be the answer to all of your nutritional program problems.
For more information or to order, call your Youngevity distributor today. And don't forget to ask about Youngevity home-based business opportunities. You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
I am Judy DeVilbus. Here I am speaking to you again. I just wanted to tell you that recently I started drinking the Whey Shakes again, the chocolate Whey Shake. And you need to remember, the Whey Shake isn't just for losing weight. It's a fantastic place to get your great protein. And if you're trying to gain weight, you can take it along with your meals. And the best part is, if you want to just have a great protein shake, do like I do. Put it over ice, stir it up, and you can sip on it for 20 minutes to an hour. I do it every single day. I absolutely love it. You need to get back to it too. It's really good for you. And it makes not fat, but it makes muscle after you work out. And you can also mix it up in a blender with an egg, and you have the most incredible health protein shake. Or mix it with a little water, stir it up, and you have a little pudding. And who doesn't like pudding?
For more information or to order, call your Youngevity distributor today. And don't forget to ask about Youngevity home-based business opportunities. When you perspire, working or playing, your body is losing more than just water. That's why it tastes salty. But what you're sweating out is more than just salt and potassium, as some sports drinks will have you believe. One of the most well-known sports drinks only has 2 nutrients, and it's loaded with sugar. Some have a mineral or two with a couple of vitamins. Youngevity's exceptional sports drink, Rebound FX, is chock full of cancer-fighting antioxidants, a full spectrum of vitamins, plant-derived minerals, and herbs. Rebound FX is a highly absorbable liquid supplement that gives you quick, sustained energy. Rebound FX supports cardiovascular health, immune health, and boosts stamina and energy. Don't short yourself during and after your workout with just a couple of nutrients. Drink Youngevity's Rebound FX for optimal health. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Through his research as a veterinarian, Dr. Joel Wallach discovered that most health problems afflicting livestock can be prevented and even reversed. Many of these same health challenges also occur in humans. These too can be prevented and reversed. Doc's original formula, called the pig arthritis formula, alleviated all arthritis symptoms in animals. The same basic formula has been developed for humans, called the Pig Pack, which includes plant-derived minerals, a multiple vitamin complex, glucogel, and EFAs. Add to that Youngevity's OsteoFX Plus, a proprietary blend of liquid calcium, magnesium, and glucosamine. Now you have the Pig Pack Plus to make up the 90 essential nutrients Dr. Wallach has identified as necessary for sustained good health and longevity. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463. When those aches and pains in your knees, elbows, hands, shoulders, and back crop up, reach for Youngevity's CM Cream. Put CM Cream on a Q-tip and put it in your ear canal for relief from headaches and sinus pressure. A topical temporary relief from minor aches and pains of muscles and joints associated with arthritis, strains, sprains, and simple backaches. Why take aspirin or nonsteroidal anti-inflammatory drugs that can cause stomach bleeding and liver damage? Just apply CM Cream liberally to the affected areas, and within 20 minutes or so, you'll have relief from those nagging minor aches and pains. You'll feel better for up to 4 to 5 hours. So the next time you have achy joints or muscles, do what I do. Reach for CM Cream for relief. And for systemic relief, reach for CM Plus capsules. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local longevity associate. And don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Numerous studies have shown the link between the intake of antioxidants and disease prevention. Foods and supplements are measured in an ORAC scale. ORAC is an acronym for Oxygen Radical Absorption Capacity. In other words, the ability to remove disease-causing free radicals from the human body. Longevity's Cell Shield RTQ has an ORAC value of 15,800 points per serving. Cell Shield RTQ contains resveratrol, known as an anti-aging compound, turmeric, known for promoting healthy digestion, brain function, immune system, and cellular longevity. Quercetin, a flavonoid, is known for promoting healthy blood sugar metabolism and healthy lung and cardiovascular function. Remove free radicals from your body with Cell Shield RTQ from Longevity. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.